Hello. We will speak today about the project of joint Ukrainian-Lithuanian team. We were working on the better access to information for Ukrainian refugees, and this is the project under the Ministry of Social Security and Labor. Me, Polina Stasiuk, Ksenia Yerofeeva, and Milda Ulezhaite will present this project to you. So, bridging and increasing reach of info platforms for Ukrainian refugees is, as I said, the project dedicated to the better reach and better access of the information for those who are refugees who happen to be in Lithuania after brutal invasion of Russia. Briefly about the project. We know that for today, over 74,000 of Ukrainians live in Lithuania, and mostly these are women with children. They are of middle age with higher education and high digital literacy, as they report. And we also know that in response for the crisis, there were more than 30 plus platforms dedicated to inform Ukrainian refugees. They were launched in Lithuania. And nevertheless, we see that surveys inform us about the problem, about the gap that people still do not have information on vital needs that they are looking for. So we suggested the solution to choose two best platforms, and we chose governmental page LTUALT and the private initiative Ukraina LT page. We are aiming to increase the reach to these pages. We linked them, and we started promotion campaign, and we hope that our project will continue, so we will have results even better than we have now. We started to dig on the problem because our general task was to solve one of the problems in the integration field, and we started to dig on it, and we tried to identify in this mind map that you see now on the screen which fields of integration we generally have and what problems could be common for this field. So we found out that the problem of informing Ukrainians, it pops up as a cause of the problems in basically each field of life, like education and employment and cultural involvement. So that's why we decided to continue with the problem of informing Ukrainians. After choosing our direction, the most crucial question for us as a team was where is the gap, where is the cause of all problems with informing Ukrainians. And if you look at the data, and according to many reports, we see that majority of Ukrainians are women, young women or women at the middle age with children, with a high digital literacy and access to digital devices. But despite the very huge number of information platforms in Lithuania, there are 30 plus governmental and private initiatives, web pages, sites, etc., dedicated to informing Ukrainians. Ukrainians in Lithuania still face the problem with finding concrete answer to their questions. Here you can see the example of the customer or user journey from the same beginning, from the Google browser, when you just Google your question, to the same end when you actually have your application submitted. And the problem is we see from many different reports that 32% of respondents experienced difficulties with availability of information, and Ukrainians mostly trust word of mouth and social networks as the main sources of information. To work on this problem, we came up with solutions. And first of all, we saw the real opportunity to choose the best platforms that already exist. So we didn't have to invite the bicycle. We already had good websites that could inform Ukrainians in a really qualitative way. And we chose Ukraina page and the governmental page of Migration Department. The second solution was to assist with connections with sources of information for both for the governmental page and for the private page. And these sources of information are NGO, are private initiative that suggest help for Ukrainians. And also we saw the need to update and upgrade these platforms that we chose to work with. The last solution was to assist with promotion of these pages, because as we already underlined, the problem lies in the reach to this platforms, to this sources of information. So they exist, they already provide information, but somehow people do not know about them, and so we need to build this bridge between people and these platforms, and to raise the awareness about it. We built our project on the couple of main timelines, and first we visualized the problem and identified it. Then we came with two directions in our overviews and our analysis. The first one was the general overview of communication channels and digital communication channels as main source of information for Ukrainian refugees. And the second direction was the analysis of existing platforms in Lithuania. So after we did our analysis, our overviews, we came up with the recommendations for LTUALT that we chose as the best platform according to the analysis. And also we developed the plan for upgrading Ukrainian page because it needed some updated information, and we were able to also improve the visual presenting of the page and added some functionality to the page. So after we were done with this task, so Ukraine was updated. We provided recommendations for LTULT. After this, we linked the two pages and we connected them, so people would have both access to the official information on LTULT and on the page of Migration Department, and to the very useful and handy guide Ukraine. We started the awareness campaign, and we also have an action plan how to proceed with the project and how to make it last. So here you see the page of LTUALT. This is the governmental page, and this is the gate. From this gate, you can go to the Ukraine guide, and also to the page of Migration Department, where the information from all the ministries is collected. And as I said, we linked these two sources. And now, Ksenia.
As you see on the slide before this one, we linked two platforms in the one place, LTULT and the Ukraine page. Ukraine is a useful and handy guide for Ukrainian refugees here in Lithuania, and we made a very big accent on actually the categories which are really crucial and vital for a successful integration. First of all, we added and updated services for Ukrainians, which citizens of Lithuania offer Ukrainians here for free or with a discount, and we increased the number from 88 to 183. We also reacted on the reports of IAM, which mentioned in which field Ukrainians are lacking of information, and we added new categories of information like language courses, higher education, culture, and scholarships. Plus, we add a new category, events, which are mostly dedicated to Ukrainian history, literature, culture, or Ukrainian-Lithuanian relationships.
As well as integration and common events where Ukrainians and Lithuanians can come together, unite, and get to know more about the culture of each other. But one of the main parts of the project was promoting this platform, LTUALT, and to let people know, to, I would say, to make top of mind for them that if you need some information, please go to this particular webpage and you will find everything. As the survey showed, the word of mouth is still the main source of information for people. So what we try to do is to add LTUALT to all the social media groups where people exchange information, to the social media for Lithuanian volunteers who provide Ukrainians with information. We also had some publicity on LRT, on other media to spread the word about the project, and we agreed with the ministry that the campaign would be continued. As for offline activities, we printed the posters to spread them in the municipalities and in migration centers, as well as in the organization who provide humanitarian help for Ukrainians. And future recommendations for our projects are easy, but at the same time, we are proud that we already reached some solution on that. So with our project owner, we have a kind of agreement that we will try to find Ukrainian editor for LTULT and Ukraina, and we will keep information updated. We also have connections with NGO, and we hope that they will keep spreading the word about the project. We have our recommendations for the future editor, how to spread the word about the project in social media, because it's still the main source of information for people, and they share information there. Yes, so we will provide all these recommendations, and we hope that our project will continue and will help Ukrainians to integrate better.
So another problem that we faced during our analysis is scattered data also within the institutions. For example, when municipalities are working on it to find the most suitable place for Ukrainians to stay, they have to deal with a lot of data which is coming from different sources, different tools, sometimes from different ministries. So we saw an opportunity to help those people and make the job a little bit easier. And we came up with the idea of an interactive tool which gathers all the data and keeps it up to date. So couple facts about our integration data map. We cooperated with a state data agency, and they are taking care of it. They are now in process and working on this map. It's a tool which is for internal usage, because data is a little bit sensitive, but every governmental institution and also NGOs who are working with refugees, they are allowed to have the access and use this tool. One thing I really want to address why this tool has a big advantage, it's our graphical representation. We decided it to be a map, so you can see the data according to the regions, according to municipalities, and we're also using color codes. So it's so much easier to have this decision once you're looking for a suitable place to stay. And data which we are using for integration is workplaces, accommodation, and also some data for educational system. And now we have the first insights how this tool is going to look like. We also want to say thank you very much to all our partners and who helped this project to happen. We are really, really grateful. And also thank you for your attention. If you have some questions, feedback, don't hesitate to contact us. Here's our contacts. We will be more than happy to have a conversation about this.